my Taurus babies, what's happening? This is EJ from Taurota Tarot. I hope everybody is staying safe. I hope you're healthy. If you're sick, I hope you're getting better. This is going to be Taurus and Cancer sitting in a tree. Kissing. I have already shuffled and cut the cards. Compassion and moderation. This is your overall. As I was going through these, feels like some of y'all are going through some tough times. Recent past. And now, yeah, here we are in the current energy change. Oh, yeah. Changing environment. Disruption. Creativity. And rebirth. Okay. So, I'm right in saying what I'm saying. It feels like y'all have started changing the dynamics in the relationship have changed. There's Cancer. More Cancer. And there you are. The Ace of Cups is your recent past, but in your current energy, Taurus is feeling defensive. Yep. Happy home's going to be disrupted. Yeah. Okay. My chores, thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. If you've not done so, please do so. The little boxes underneath. Taurota Tarot has a new Facebook page. If you go to Facebook and search Taurota Tarot, you will see that I've got the readings on our page. They go up a day after I put them on YouTube. So most of, if not all of the videos will be on Facebook as well. It's a little easier for me and probably for you to deal with Facebook. If you want to book an appointment, all of that stuff is right there on the Facebook page. However, you can still reach me at tarotatarot@gmail.com. What the heck else? Well, dear Taurus, here we are. Here we are. You have, excuse me, it feels like you are feeling like you are changing and you are moving up. A lot of this is due to things that are going on globally with the pandemic. Probably a bigger chunk of this is Uranus and Taurus. I mean, our shit was already getting shook up anyway, so, you know, this is just kind of a layer of the thicker layer of the change that we were already going through. But for whatever reason, you're feeling, Taurus, like you are stepping up. Those are the words that are coming to mind. Like you have evolved and changed into something different. But there's a level of compassion there because you got feeling for your Cancer. But what's the energy here? You don't want to over communicate. This is your overall now. You're feeling like you don't need to or don't want to over communicate the changes that you're going through, Taurus. And so there's the moderation card, and that is green, and we're earthy people. That's just us and the way that is. And then here we go with the air. And this is communication. And the point here, you're feeling like you don't want to tell it all. Some of you are dealing with third-party situations. Let's just go here because you see the bottom of the board is not looking like the happy family sitting on top of disruption. Not happening. So some of you, and now I'm talking strictly to Taurus, you know things about your Cancer, and maybe something that was going on in the past has brought itself back up to the fore. Maybe some baby mama, baby daddy drama, however that's resonating with you, or an ex, just an ex, and trying to come back into the picture. You know this information, Taurus, but you're not telling it. That's the information and you don't want to tell. You kind of hinting at it, but you haven't actually opened your mouth just yet. From the recent past, that's your Cancer recognizing that the two of you had some chemistry at some point, and this could either go back to the beginning of the relationship or maybe even in the middle of the relationship, depending on how long you've been with your Cancer. But this is just saying there were happy times in your Cancer. So this is not going to resonate with everybody. It feels like, though, the Cancer went and pursued the little Taurus, the bull, despite the fact that Cancer had options. They chose you, Taurus, and at that point, good shit happened. It just did. For whatever reason, good chemistry, maybe at that time, better footing on a relationship, but changes, and this is just what I'm saying. At that time, recent past, it's just all fruits and vegetables and happy shit. Love begins, Ace of Cups, and just brand new. But here we are, and again, Taurus, it's communicating of the heartache and the loss, and here's where the moderation part comes in. You know something. You're not trying to tell it all. What's complicating the energy is that you've changed, Taurus. So where you may have run through the China shop on this one previously, something is telling you to just kind of hold your cards close to your vest. Deal with the situation as compassionately as you can, but you know. And so here we come to the current energy, that quick, fast communication, and you're talking about it, but you're not giving it all up. What is coming through to your Cancer is the heartache. They can hear the disappointment in your voice. However, that's resonating. They just know, and even if they don't actually hear it in your voice, they can feel it in your demeanor and how you're acting. You may be rather short and abrupt with the communication. You may not be doing a whole lot of, oh, I love you and you're so sweet and boo-boo and none of that extra shit. You might be just, are you home? Yes. Are you going to the store? No. Just one answer sentences, short and fast. Nothing too complicated, but you are expressing that heartache and loss without actually putting it out there like that. Your centerpiece in all of this, the bottom of that, is change and sticking up for yourself. And a lot of you maybe, again, and I've said this, I did Taurus and Sagittarius this morning, I said it in that reading, with things as they are with the coronavirus, a lot of us have been put into situations where we had to slow down. So you're socializing with your partner may have been in the morning and in the evening. Everybody gets up, goes to work, goes to school, come home. It may be 2 or 3 hours even after you've been home. Once you get things settled, feed the kids, feed the animals, do what you do, it may be 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the evening before you actually sit down with your partner. And with most human beings, even if you're going to the gym and doing whatever, at the end of the day, you're tired. You're just tired. So you're not thinking about, oh, this and what about that. And we just get into this grind and we don't see a lot of us just don't see the fractures until it's too late, unless it's been an ongoing problem. But here, it just feels like change. It's just change. And Taurus, I don't know, with the 3 sitting up here on the heartache and loss, third party energy, it could very well be, I know I saw the double card pop up when I was shuffling at some point, and the energy that's really coming back, a third party situation illuminating issues. And so that third party situation could actually be the coronavirus, as it were. And because we're in this situation, it's illuminating what's going on in your relationship. And you may be finding text messages that could be what it is. Or you could be on Facebook or something else that you haven't really been paying attention to. And now all of a sudden, who is that? Or when did you do that? The same. So here you are, and this is your challenge. You may have to, especially if it's something, whatever the extra is, if it's been something that's been going on for a while, You may have to, number one, deal with the change within yourself and realize that while this was acceptable 6 months ago, right now it is not. And you may also have to deal with the change in the relationship. And you're going to have, period, you're going to have to stick up for yourself. You're going to have to throw it out there and let folks know this is not that kind of party. At the end of all of this, it's about recognizing how your thoughts manifest in your environment, because this is the transition right here. This is the turnaround. How your thoughts help you manifest what's going on or what's coming up. How your manifestation puts it right there from your mind straight into your environment. And it is not difficult. Let me just say, with the energy the way that it is right now, it is not real difficult to manifest things, good, bad, or otherwise. So I probably would get out of crisis mode in terms of my thinking, Taurus, so that you can manifest something good coming to you, because you know future energy. This is getting ready to get disrupted. Now, does this mean complete and total breakup? Maybe not. For some of you, yes. But for others of you, maybe not, depending on how this little piece right here goes. So how well you accept the change within yourself, and how well you can deal with the relationship changing. Some of you may not be able to deal with it, and y'all may do the chariot thing, get in the hoorah and be the hell gone. But others of you may decide that you do want to stay, you do want to work it out, you do want to see how far I can. And this is not easy energy. The way things are right now, this is not easy energy to be thinking about a breakup in. You know, you get big massive changes worldwide, and now you're talking about your own personal world changing to a dramatic extent where you're breaking up with your partner. That's a lot to deal with. That's a lot to deal with. So some of you may decide, you know, you're gonna deal with the change within yourself and look at how your relationship needs to change. Just know, if it hasn't started happening already, because you're not going to sit on this forever, Taurus. And your Cancer's definitely going to say something at some point. And it may come out in the true Cancerian way, you know, well, you don't love me anymore, what I do? And I was like, yeah, you know, come on now. And that's not a negative reflection on Cancer, but Cancer can get moody and broody, as I say, and just brood on it, you know, and what comes up comes out. When they get to that point, you don't love me, and you have me, yeah. So just know this is coming. I hesitate on the complete and total breakup, because when I see this card, the disruption card, it's not the chaos card or the tower card where you guys should just being totally shaken up. This is changes and personnel around you. So it may be a thing that you guys decided to try to do something different, change up how you're affecting each other's lives, especially if it's work related and somebody's going to work now and the other person isn't. Just know that it's coming. But again, bottom of any of this, and that is right above that, is no mistake. Still dealing with that heartache and loss. To move up off them rocky, emotional ass cups. I'm talking to you now, Taurus. And to get on that to that shit we know, that terra firma, you're gonna have to get creative. You're gonna have to get creative, whether you stay or go. But particularly if you stay, you're gonna have to think outside the box when you're dealing with the emotional side of your Cancer. If you're thinking about going and just getting out of the emotional and get just onto some solid ground, you may have to get creative with your finances and how you're doing things if you are dislodging yourself from a cohabitation situationship. I just say it like that. So if you're living together, you know, you may have to get creative if you're thinking about coming up out of there and getting into something else. This is also indicative. Some of you may be trying to walk towards another earth sign, Taurus. You may actually be trying to do that. Knowing, you had this knowing all along that something's going on and you've been not communicating or whatever, dealing with heartache and loss. That's just kind of telling me there may be somebody watching you from a distance. You don't see them yet, or may not know who it is yet, but there may be an earth sign that you're trying to get to, and you don't even know you're trying to get to them, but you're just shaking yourself loose. Again, you have to be a little creative when you're doing that. At the end of all of this, we get back to the rebirth. So whether you're rebirthing yourself, Taurus, or you're rebirthing this relationship, some things is definitely going to change. They're going to change. And back to basics comes to mind, down to business comes to mind, cutting no bullshit, especially if you find out all this little Facebook chitter chatter, Instagram type, Snapchat, TikTok shit has been more than just conversation, and you decide to give this a do-over, you're gonna have some rules in place. To hell with the queen and her shit. This is the king. You're going to put the sword right in the rock. This is what's going to happen. And that, for some of you, may not be a bad thing. To have to start to reboot the relationship. I still have a sense, though, that Taurus, even if you do stay, it's just going to be some things that you know that you aren't going to communicate. And I can't figure out why you would want to hold on to whatever. If you feel like you need to do that, most certainly do that. There could be a lot of reasons for withholding what you know. Just be careful with whatever you are letting out. I'll put it like that. That does not mean you should not defend yourself. That's not what I'm saying. But I would be maybe thinking a little bit about what I'm communicating to my Cancer, because you need to be as clear as you can be. With however much information you want to give up, you need to be as clear as you can be, especially if you're thinking about doing a rebirth, a do-over. You need to be clear about what's acceptable and what's not acceptable, because I hear a lot of little chatter, oh, I didn't know you would say that, and I was just talking to her, even though you may know it's a complete and utter lie. Just saying. Yeah, however you're communicating, just be mindful of what you're communicating and be clear, be as clear as you can be. This is for a lot of you in X. The Seven of Cups is just telling me this is one of the options that Cancer may have had before you guys got together, or maybe right when you got together. This was the person they're trying to deal with, or holler at right now, if you will, was maybe contestant number 2. I'm just saying. And they didn't make the cut for whatever reason. Do something different. So however you go about this, whether you break up or whether you stay together, you need to do something different. And that could be anything. Speak your mind. And again, there's a thread of caution there. You're not telling it all. I don't get a sense of Taurus, you're going to say everything that you know, but you still need to defend what you believe in, whatever that is. So say it. Say it. Patience, my dear, patience. For some of you, you may be trying to rush through this to get here. You may, and again, trying to deal with the heartache and loss, trying to keep things short and simple. And you may be trying to rush through this. Don't, just be patient. Speak your mind and see. So, like I said, a lot of you are not going to break up. You're going to try and work this shit out. So you may need to have some patience. It may not just be a third party situation in the standard, somebody cheating on you. This has inferences to baby mama, baby daddy type shit. So it may require that you exhibit some patience towards and let your Cancer deal with whatever they need to deal with, because there'll always be a situation where the third party was maybe trying to make more of an issue out of something than your partner. So sometimes, especially if it's kid related, if this is a baby mama, you know, sometimes they get jealous and they can do shit and make it look a certain way. And again, that brings me right back to Taurus, you withholding some information. So it may be a better thing that you don't tell it all, because you may not be absolutely right. You may be 75% right, but not 100% right. So you being moderate in your communication won't be a bad thing. Vibe check. It directly speaks to following your intuition on what to say, when to say it, if it needs to be said. Definitely listen to your vibes. Listen to what your body is telling you. All of that. Listen to what your gut's telling you. If you feel like there's something you don't need to share for whatever reason, you don't want your partner to know, and some of you, now this is getting into the tippy toe shit. You know, you may have been looking through somebody's phone. Okay, just saying. And I understand, like I say every time I say that, I understand why people do that, because they're insecure about something else. But that does not make it right. So, just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. If you're trying to not tell everything and you're trying to preserve some part of this relationship, follow your intuition on that totally. Name your higher self. If you're not happy with this and you want to go find to see if there's another earth sign, even I know it's a cup card, but I'm watching what he's doing. He's trying to get off of emotional. Some of you may be feeling like you need to get out of these emotional situations and get with somebody that's an earth sign. It may be coming towards you. You may be going towards them. However, y'all are going to meet in the middle somewhere. If that's what you're trying to do, then project that positive energy out there and know that what's in your head becomes what's in your environment. I'm just saying. So name your higher self. You know, what do you look like in another relationship? Or if you want to stay, what do you look like 6 months from now? Are you healing? Name your higher self. And whatever it is that you want it to be, that is exactly what it will be. You need to take some downtime. You need to take some down. I know you're like, that's just so redundant. We're already in the house. Taking downtime is not only about getting off the hamster wheel. Certainly that's it. But if you're already off the hamster wheel, you know, are you looking out the window? Have you gone outside? I know we're not supposed to go outside and be doing a whole lot of extra, but if you have a house, have you gone in your backyard? If you live in an apartment building, have you just stepped on your stoop? Just to get and put yourself in a different frame of mind. Get some peace. That's what that dove is about. Not just getting off the hamster wheel, but really doing something productive for yourself in your downtime. Taurus, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you guys have a good rest of the week. I will talk to you soon. Bye, y'all.